Hello, my name is Irina Orlandini Avrutskaia, and I'm happy to introduce my project. With my company, Like-for-Like Consultancy, which I own and manage for the past 11 years, we have identified the opportunity as the use of AI to boost our B2B sales in our company. I have researched several academic papers and case studies on B2B sales and specifically the use of AI on B2B. And then I ran the insights of these articles through 6 types of thinking, and specifically relational, analytical, creative, conceptual, critical, and system thinking. I will start with analytical thinking because it's probably most common for most challenges that the organizations face. They typically start with that. So this is what I started with. I extracted the basic, the core ideas and practical takeaways from each of those articles here on this analytical chart. Then I used the creative thinking and specifically what if scenarios to test unlikely or unexpected hypotheses. What if data quality remains messy while AI is rolled out, for example? Or what if generative AI drafts client documents with zero human review? Can we actually get to that point? And so I have several questions through this what if scenario that help me to actually push this idea a little bit further. Then I use conceptual thinking to identify the basic concepts, the 3 foundational concepts that are lay behind all of the papers that I've researched. And those concepts are data, intelligence, and trust. I've used critical thinking to identify stakeholders in my own organization that will be involved in this kind of work. And I put together a stakeholder map to really focus on the key stakeholders and how to work with them, manage closely, or engage as needed. So this is the stakeholder map came up with. And then I use system thinking to generate systemic insights. And the systemic insights were the fact that data governance in use of AI in B2B sales is the systemic bottleneck. Human AI complementarity forms a reinforcing loop. Capability building beats tools buying. So capability building is also a key, and ecosystem view is required while working on such projects. Then I've moved forward to relational thinking. And so relational thinking for me was like to, connect those ideas to form 3 interlocking themes to find, the connections between concepts and ideas. So the 3 themes were data capability, insight generation, and revenue impact. So there's a direct line from one to the third one. Then predictive and generative AI are complementary and not competing. And then change management as the hidden gatekeeper, because change management is one of the challenges that a lot of companies face while introducing AI. So somewhere inside of my big picture, I will have to have a strong focus on change management. I then moved on to another tool of analytical thinking, which is a ladder of inference. From the observed data, which I've already mentioned earlier, I selected several facts which I wanted to take further up the ladder. And those are basically about the data quality, the automated sales management tools that have to be widespread and necessary. Predictive analytics are common in B2B sales. Generative AI is increased to use personalized content, etc. So I've taken those facts up the ladder to interpret meanings and identify patterns. And the patterns were the widespread adoption from predictive analytics that indicate data-driven approach in sales is being prioritized. Successful AI use relies on robust data. Convergence of AI and human expertise manifests increased efficiency in decision-making. And trust and transparency needs reflect concerns about acceptance of machine-generated recommendations. Measurable outcomes suggest that organizations link AI adoption directly to business value. From the patterns, I took it to making assumptions. And again, I have 5 assumptions up this ladder. From assumptions, drawing conclusions, and then from conclusions to beliefs and actions. I'll focus on the last 2 just for us to have enough time. So the beliefs were such: AI is indispensable for gaining strategic advantage. Without robust data, even the most sophisticated solution would fail. Human expertise remains irreplaceable. AI adoption requires design of new business processes. Solid investment must be based on successful tests. And then actions for our organization specifically to introduce general AI literacy within the team prior to specific AI tools, which is actually something we have already done. Design AI sales tools together with the team members who've underwent training, which is something we're already doing. Invest in outsource expertise, find a strategic partner, a consultant possibly, that is a consultant that's going to be with you for a long period of time, not a one-time consultant. Develop a business process, block scheme, and checklist, and explore relevant cases in order to set KPIs and test MVPs. So those are the actions that I've taken out of this exercise. And then I moved on to building a system map. And the system map consists of 3 large areas, which are in everything concerning intelligence, from data quality through the predictive and generative AIs to insights, and sometimes through errors and bias to distrust. So this is the loop, the domain number 1. And then we have a large domain, which is AI human interaction, which the key element and the key concept in which is trust, and consists of training, clear business processing, human validation, feedback back to the AI, back to the team, and the feedback, the self-feedback of the AI within the system. And then we have a block which is called assurance. This is everything that starts with a belief and then goes through compliance and ethics, privacy and security, stakeholder engagement, AI adoption, business objectives, KPIs, positive outcomes, which again influence beliefs, builds trust, and then makes the whole system stronger. And as I mentioned before, change management is one of the key concepts, key elements in this structure. So here we also have change management and stakeholder engagement in between data quality, AI adoption, and the concepts of trust and distrust. So this is the system map, and looking at this map, I've identified the archetypes that this map is actually illustrating. The leading archetype is the limits to growth, where poor data quality represents the limit. And then a potential risk archetype is the archetype fixes that fail. It may potentially arise if the core issue of quality data is not being addressed while implementing quite quick fixes into the system, but then the data quality is not being taken care of on a constant basis, then the system might fall into fixes that fail. So moving then to the divergent type of thinking, I identified top 10 projects that we could implement in our organization to enable the AI driven sales transformation. And those are listed here. I'm not going to go in too much detail on those. But then through a conversion type of thinking, I've rated them through several criteria, such as feasibility, impact, cost, stakeholder engagement, scalability, and then the total score, and identified the projects that rated the highest. Actually, the project that rated the highest was a privacy and security project, but according to this metrics of comparison. But I thought that was not going to be a great project to start with, and specifically the project to design a prototype with. So I decided to start the prototype with a project that actually has to be designed much earlier on, which is a human AI collaborative workshops. So the leverage points while designing this project would be the training and onboarding and feedback and continuous improvement of the system. These are the personas I'm going to be working with: my ops director, my business partner for development and territory projects, and my hospitality senior team lead. And those are the 3 people who are very, very similar to my actual employees. And I've tested my prototype with them, and then I've improved my prototype. And here is the video of my prototype. Thank you. This is my prototype of a human AI collaborative workshop. As you can see, we have 2 humans here, and humans are responsible for 2 important input blocks, which are a brief. This is the brief, and quality data. And then they supply those data and the brief through the common communication channels to the AI. And this is why the communication channel is green, is based on mutual understanding, mutual language, and shared culture. So then it goes to the predictive AI first, from the predictive AI to generative AI being processed, and then the result follows. The result is green, as a merge between yellow and blue. The result is a blooming garden with a lot of insights and unexpected things. But what's most important, some of the results arise later, and they're not directly connected to the main, the brief result itself, but then we have some insights and some interesting ideas arising later on, which we collect. And slowly these bits become yellower and yellower, and then they become a source for the quality data themselves. So my first prototype actually included far more humans, and then my team has suggested that we only need 2 humans, those 2, to be responsible for this input blocks, but then to be responsible for maintaining of this system and making sure that the results actually meet the criteria required and the data is being supplied back to the data block. So we have these 2 humans actually working through the whole process, but their core responsibility as humans are actually those 2, the brief and quality data. Thank you so much, and the humans stay here. And here is the list of references. And here is a snapshot of the whole project all together with a prototype. Thank you.